Should you own gold? In the next few minutes, what I'm going to talk about is some of the benefits of owning gold that I recommend for my 6 and 7 figure investors. Stay tuned. Learn all about gold. Okay, gold has been around since humans have been around, and it's got stored value for humans because it's a hard asset. It's an asset that can't be easily replaced. Remember the alchemists trying to replace it, trying to figure out how to fabricate gold, but nobody's ever been really able to replace it. And it's also got some scarcity. It has to be mined in a very complicated process, and it's not easy to get your hands on. If you know me, you know what I say. You diversify among assets and you concentrate within assets. And when you diversify, part of your diversification program should be different kinds of assets. So everybody in their portfolio should have some real estate. Everyone should have some gold, maybe some silver, some other precious metal. Now, everybody probably should have a little Bitcoin. And then you should have some stocks. I think that's the biggest engine that you can get out there. And I think it's important to play offense. And that's what I recommend to my 7 and 8 figure investors. It's not just important anymore to play defense. Defense is just put money in bonds and have your money be there when you need it. But there's more to return of capital. Now you got to have your return on capital be pretty effective for what you're doing. And so stocks and options and those strategies that we talk about, we think are critical. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't have gold. Now, let's talk about gold. Now, a lot of people recommend gold in a portfolio. And if you think gold is an investment that's going to bring you a return or cash flow, it's not. Now, I believe big time in cash flow. And I think that's how you live your life, is with cash flow. You don't just live your life in an asset. I don't believe in buying something and waiting for the value to go up, because actually it's not really going up. What's happening is the value of the dollar is decreasing, or the value of your currency is decreasing. And so you can just look at the different currencies around the world and you can see gold has different values compared to other currencies. So it's not just a finite gold is going up in value. It's going up in value relative to something, usually relative to a currency. So the idea is that gold holds its value. It always has the same value. Historically, it always holds its value because you can't make any more of it. You lose a little bit every year as people die or they put it in their teeth and they get buried, things like that. But generally, there's not a huge amount being printed. Now, when you print the money in the U.S. government or the euro or the yen or in China, you're printing money that's essentially free. And you could print as much as you want of it. And you can see that when you print something like that, there's just no value. So here are a couple of charts that I find fascinating. If you look back here, this starts in 1913, pegs the dollar at $1. And now we're going to talk about purchasing power, because what else is a dollar for, or any unit of currency? It doesn't just have to be the dollar. What's it for if it's not for purchasing things? And so it just prevents us from having to barter. And you can look at money as stored energy, as stored labor. But at the end of the day, it's really all about what can we buy with it. And so in 1913, $1 bought $1 at that period of time. But if you look at that chart, you can see just in 2011, it's gotten way worse because we are printing so much more money percentage-wise than we ever have, probably since about 2012, right after this chart was made. So the dollar has eroded even further from this, so that we've lost. Look at the value of that. It's almost zero. Like if you keep going out, it's asymptotic. The dollar is going to have to be reverse split in order for you to be able to see what this chart looks like. It's lost an incredible amount of purchasing power. Now, inflation, which is the inverse graph of inflation, is purchasing power. It's a tax on the poor. It's a tax on people that don't have the ability to save wealth. They don't have the ability to buy gold. They don't have the ability to buy silver. They don't buy real estate. They rent it. Those things are fine. But they're not able to purchase. And so it's a tax that the government puts on the poor without the poor even realizing it. And they just keep voting for it because they keep getting free money and free college and free healthcare and these other things. And when you give too many free things away, the value is not there. But that purchasing power has gone away. Think about how much more money it costs to buy a car. Eventually that all ends in destruction. So, and this is another chart that I find fascinating as well. And that's the value of US dollar. You can just take a look at it. It's about the same thing, but this is just from the 50s. And you can see the value of the US dollar pegged to gold and what has happened to the value of the US dollar pegged to gold. Look at that decline. I mean, that's an incredible decline in the value of a dollar. It's an awful shame. When currencies weaken, like the dollar is doing right now, and like the dollar will probably continue to do it as long as we have a dovish Fed and we have a monetary policy that is, print money and drop it out of the sky. And we have a federal policy that says just give everybody money because there's some kind of a crisis or people, just deserve to have income. Well, that value is going to decrease. And so it's going to look like gold is going up in value, but what's happening is if you're not investing in gold, you're losing value in your currency. So not just gold, but if you're not investing in stocks, you're not investing in real estate. If you're not investing in anything, the currency itself is just sitting there and losing value, and you could buy fewer and fewer things of it. In fact, the currency has gone down about 99% in the last 100 years. Think about what you could buy in 1920. A house cost about $2,000 and now it costs $280,000. A car was, a couple $100 and now a good car is 60,000. Anyway, what drives the values of gold? Well, let's talk about that. Well, there's a decrease in value of the supply of gold. It's been decreasing. It's getting harder to get out of the earth. And so there's a decrease in value of supply, or decrease in the amount of supply. So the more supply you have, the more it holds its value. But if you have less supply, more people want it, it goes up in value, more demand. There's going to be more demand for that hard currency and other currencies. There's going to be demand for gold and other hard metals and precious metals because the dollar is going to continue to weaken. And people know this. And as the dollar continues to weaken, they're going to start to run to gold. And they're going to run to Bitcoin. And they're going to run to silver. There's an argument being made in the short term that people are liquidating their gold to buy Bitcoin. I don't know if that will continue. Bitcoin is also one of those things that's a little bit hard to put your hands on. And, if we have a power spike, people aren't going to be able to get a hold of it. Or if it's federally regulated by all the governments and they make it illegal like they did gold, back in the last century, they made it illegal to buy gold, to own gold. You had to give up your gold if you were an American. So I don't know what that means for the supply decrease that's happening in gold, but certainly that's supporting the value of it. It's also a good inflation hedge. So as the value of the dollar, may go up because we're printing so many dollars that we need more dollars to buy bread and cars and things like that. And that's certainly starting to happen, and it's been happening for a long time. Then gold will be a good thing. It'll be a good hedge. It's also a good hedge for deflation. If things have, like in the last several years, things have been deflating. People's wages haven't really been going up and keeping up with inflation. There's been a deflationary effect on the economy that nobody really talks about. Gold is pretty good. It holds its value. It's a stored value of currency. And then there is a demand increase, and that's going to drive the value of gold up. But the cool thing about gold is that you can diversify your portfolio. And so don't expect to have cash flow, but know that it's a good diversifier of your portfolio. And that's why a lot of financial planners, what they do is they recommend you have some portion of gold, 5%, 7.5%, some small amount, because it is like an insurance policy. And the last benefit of having gold is for comfort. First of all, there are cultures like the Indian culture that values gold quite a bit. It's part of the custom of dowries and gift giving over there. And there are certain holidays that are set up around gold. And so there are values that come from that. And there's a value that comes from the comfort. And there's a value that comes from the customs. And so, it's whatever it is right for you. But I think gold is a pretty good investment, not from a cash flow perspective, but just from an insurance perspective in your portfolio. And that's probably one of the many reasons that you should own it. So, all right, let me wrap up. So should you own gold? My answer is by and large, yes. Do you think you're going to get rich on gold? Is it going to double or triple? It probably will. I just don't know when. I don't know when the dollar decreases so much that everybody runs to gold. And so people have been waiting for that shoe to drop for a long time. I don't think that's what you need to do. But I think it's a good idea to have gold be a part of your investment portfolio.
How can we help you? 5 ways. First,
Subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell below to make sure you get our new video the minute it comes out. Second, get a copy of my book, Hacking Money, and you'll learn a system for creating wealth through passive income so that you can build the lifestyle of your dreams. Click where it says book below. Third, if you want to hit the ground running, or if you want to learn how to invest from someone with over 44 years of investing success, click the products and programs link below. Fourth, if you want to accelerate your path to increase your wealth, consider joining one of my ecosystems. I have mentorships and mastermind programs for learning that are practically guaranteed to make you a successful investor. Or if you want to travel the world and learn from me and other multimillionaires on the path to greatness, you should consider joining my elite mastermind group. Fifth, if you want some help right now because you have a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to create massive passive income, or you want to accelerate your results in your investments, or maybe you just want personalized mentorship to build the lifestyle of your dreams, we can help. Maybe you're a multimillionaire who just wants someone else to handle some of your investing decisions and you want to invest in one of my funds. Whatever it is for you, click on the link below where it says Become a Client. All those links are below. You create your world, nobody else. And remember, never give up your power in your health, your wealth, or your time.